there's a lot coming out right now with Ye, and he's dominating the headlines right now. Some people think he's going to run for president. Um, Tim Pool thinks he's going to run for president. He has yet to acknowledge this. Um, from what I know, and I didn't really follow Ye too much back in the day because I'm not really a big rap person. I don't. It's not one of my favorite genres of music. It's okay. And I've made a couple of raps, um, but from what I understand is he likes to generate attention when he distributes a new album, and I think that this possibly could be happening. I mean, obviously he's an artist. He's gone on these shows. He went on the Timcast. He's went on to different shows. He's went on to the Alex's show, and he even says like he doesn't really speak the best. And I relate to honestly I relate a lot to Ye. I have a lot of the similarities. I see a lot of the similarities. Um, he or attributes that he has. I mean, he's phenomenal artist, way higher than I am. But I can see a lot of myself in him. Personality traits. When he says he don't really like to be in big groups and have discussions. Like I think he didn't really like the format of the Timcast type of show. Um, and what I want to say about the Timcast too, real quick, is when I criticize Tim, what I mean by that is I respect that. I respect that he stood up for his beliefs and didn't cower. Right? He could have easily just been kissing Ye's butt the whole time. Right? Um, but he didn't, and he pushed back, and I respect that. My criticisms are the fact that it could have been a way better show than it was, and it was a loss for the audience. That's where my criticisms come from. And then my criticisms are, yeah, he was being a baby for leaving. Um, he could have just, that's a lot of pressure, right? And like me, I don't want to jump on lives with people and talk about things where they would completely destroy me in a debate, and I think that he's kind of like that too. Um, I don't think that he can remember everything. He can remember key things, and I'm similar. Like I can't. I have a lot of knowledge, but at crucial points in a debate, um, I won't remember it at that point. Later on, I'll be like, "Oh man, this has been a great point after all that." Because people like me and Ye kind of need some time to gather our thoughts, and we can't just be like boom 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 like we're robots. Um, but with with Ye saying some of the stuff he said on the Alex Jones show yesterday, and he's being completely demonized right now, and he's demonized because yeah, he's putting, which is it's kind of weird, man. He brings up great points. Like this is a great point he brought up. You don't want to demonize a certain religion that starts with a J, right? You can't, and it's kind of interesting that um, uh, I can't even talk about it on this. Anyway, certain people in this society can pretty much say whatever they want, and but if it comes down to that certain group, they can't say nothing. Um, it gets taken down. It's kind of curious. Um, from the stuff that he was saying, um, how he's basically showing people that they're hypocrites. Like, well, he even said he's like, um, the soldiers that fought for Germany in the 30s and the 40s, right? Not all of them were demons, right? Then they weren't all evil. They were just fighting for their country, similar to like America fighting for their country, or fighting for their paycheck. Uh, some of them probably didn't even really care about what he was saying or anything like that, or um, to demonize a whole group and think that they're all evil. And it's just like kind of pointing out the hypocrisy um, of that. So if you can't talk about this one and demonize all this group that is in control of everything, pretty much. Um, but you have to demonize every single German person, basically, especially soldiers and stuff like that, and think that they were all evil, they were all bad, um, and there was no good that came out of them. They contributed nothing but destruction and chaos. Every single one of them. To say that every single one of them. I mean, I think he's kind of pointing out the hypocrisy um, in that sense. I think he's doing a lot of trolling. And you can see that with the Netanyahu um, type of spiel he was doing. It was like a satire kind of. It was cringe. I'm not gonna. It was cringe. Kind of sound like Elmo. It was kind of like cringy, like the shorts I make, satire videos I make. But it, he I think he was just. I think he does a lot of trolling. That's what I think. Um, he's pushing a lot of Christian values and Jesus values. Um, and I think that that's cool if he found God and all that and stuff. Um, I I'm not gonna say I agree with everything that he says. I'm not gonna agree with everything. Um, I'm open to possibilities of certain things he says, and I would like there to be more. Um, I don't know. I'm the type of person that I really don't believe shit anymore. I don't believe pretty much. I mean, I, I, I take a lot of things with a grain of salt, and for me, I think that some things have more weight to them when it comes to information. Um, this is really true when it comes to the winners write history, and they write what they want to write. Uh, um, so like with a lot of stuff he says, um, he's gaining a lot of attention. This is breaking news. He just got a 12-hour ban off of Twitter because he posted a, a the sign the sign that Germany had in the 1940s inside of the Star of David, and he got kicked off of Twitter for 12 hours for inciting violence. Um, So I didn't see. All I seen was the sign, what he posted. I didn't see any words. He may have, you know, I I, I think that he's trying to push the limits and push the boundaries. I think that he wants to see um, how much freedom of speech Twitter will allow. Um, Twitter is like Elon is for freedom of speech, but he's not an absolutist. Um, I don't think that people should be able to, you know, break the law. If anything breaks the law, um, and I don't think that hate speech laws should be law. I think those should be all abolished. Unless you are violent, like you're promoting actual violence towards somebody. But just saying something like I can't say nothing because of the color of my skin, you know. I'm really limited to what I can say. Other people can say other things more so than I can say and push that envelope like Ye is doing, but I'm really limited to what I can say. Um, and you know what's interesting about the cancel culture is the fact that Jerry Jones is they're trying to cancel Jerry Jones because there's some picture of him when he was like 14. He's a Cowboys owner, right? The Dallas Cowboys owner. There's some picture of him standing against segregation of schools when he was like 14 or 15, right? Now, this was like 65 years ago. Now, this man has so many black folks in his organization, and they make tons of money. He's helped them make tons of money. They've helped themselves, but like him hiring them. And yes, he hasn't had a black coach yet. And that's a huge thing that you know, people want to make a big deal about it. Um, and I'm sure he will when the right one comes up. I'm sure he'll definitely give him a good look, like Mike Tomlin or something like that, like a really good coach. Oh, yeah. Um, I, I think that to what so that what are they trying to do with cancel culture? Cancel someone for life? Like people can never change? Like you have a bad view when you're younger, and then you can't ever change your view. You're just stuck with that for the rest of your life. Like maybe you're ignorant. Maybe you're brought up a certain way and you didn't have opposing opinions, and then you grow older and go through different life experiences, and then you change your opinion, and you change your view on life, but you're just gonna be canceled for the rest of your life because you said something dumb when you were younger. It just doesn't make any sense with this cancel culture shit. Um, yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of fracturing going on in the right. There's what's happening is you're seeing um, new leadership. Um, I think it's possible that the all right might be taking leadership. I don't know. I don't know. It's the establishment is on its way out. Okay, the establishment's on its way out. I mean, the Pentagon is coming out. The Pentagon lost $2.2 trillion. So where is their accountability? They want to come after any taxpayer that makes a transaction over $600, and something they didn't report. Maybe it's over $600 or something, and then they want to come at us, who actually the only reason they exist is because of us. That's the only reason they exist. But they want to come and put pressure on us, but then they can go ahead and mishandle $2.2 trillion, and it's just gone. Where'd it go? How can you lose $2.2 trillion? You got Friedman. Man, I lost big. I lost not huge, but I lost a portion of my crypto now. I had it on BlockFi, and it's my responsibility. I put it on there. I left it on there. I was irresponsible. I should have. I was lazy. I should have took it off. I realized that putting my keys on an exchange and leaving them on an exchange gave them ownership of the keys, and I don't own the keys basically anymore because I was investing in the company, and they were giving me a return in the crypto that I was investing, and now they're claiming Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and my crypto is pretty much frozen on their exchange right now. I'm not sure if I'll ever get it back. I'm not betting on it. As soon as I heard about this FTX stuff happening, um, I realized that's gone. Well, what am I supposed to do now? Like it is, you know, there's stuff coming out about FTX funding Republicans now. Not only did they possibly money launder for the Democratic Party with taxpayer money, but now it looks like people like Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy. This is coming out. I'm not sure. This is just what I'm seeing off of Twitter, so it could be bullshit. Um, but it seems like a lot of stuff that happens on Twitter first, like gets reported, it usually comes out like that's legit. So they're money laundering too. It's the establishment. Um, it's it's all a bunch of, and then this Balenciaga fiasco going on. Like, why isn't the Epstein names being dropped? Why is the FBI covering that up? And that tells me the FBI is corrupt. The FBI needs to be gone. The FBI needs to be gone. The Pentagon needs to be gutted. Their leadership needs to be investigated. You lose $2.2 trillion, there's a problem. Somebody stole that fucking money, or they're investing. I don't know. They could do what they want. They could just say it's for classification, classified documents. Maybe they're making some type of new prototype thing. But when you lose $2.2 trillion, that's no joke, man. That's a huge thing. I don't think that you know what. I don't think that he's gonna run for president. He even said that he needs more growing to do. I think he was talking about the dinner he had with Trump. Um, and I agree. I think that he needs to grow emotionally. He needs to get a little bit emotionally more strong. I think that I told this with my kid. He came out with that Gold Digger song. I think it was Jamie Foxx, and that song is extremely red pilled. And then he goes and marries Kim Kardashian. And then he simped for her. I don't know if it's. I just think that he. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I think that she probably ended up running that relationship, honestly. And I think that he didn't have frame. He definitely didn't have frame. And he said that he even admitted to watching porn and stuff like that, and that could be a big reason why they split up. I think he had problems with alcohol. He says recovering alcoholic. Um, and I think he's going through a lot of. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He had billions of dollars, and then he's got all these banks that are shutting him down. Um, these endorsements that are shutting him down, and that's the problem with um, these endorsements is when you're endorsed by somebody, and then they give you a bunch of money, but you have to be careful what you say. You say the wrong thing, they don't like, then they could shut you down. Like, let's just say, for instance, hypothetically, a miracle happened, right? Kanye stumbles on some of my music, and he's like, "Damn, that's badass," right? Now, and he's like, "I'm gonna invest in this motherfucker, and I'm gonna make him a fucking badass artist." I like where he's coming from with some of the shit he's talking about. I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna help produce some of his fucking shit. So he gives me a bunch of money, right, in a contract. Well, what if I get a little pissed at Kanye and I don't like what he's saying? And I start calling him out in a fucking song, or not even on the song, just out on here. What do you think he's gonna do to me? You think that he's gonna be like, um, cool with that? He probably wouldn't be. I mean, would you be? I mean, if I was putting a bunch of money on somebody and they started calling me out, I'd probably be like, fuck them then. You know what I mean? And that's what's happening to Kanye with the establishment. He's calling out the establishment, and they're trying, and he's showing, uh, they have to show the true colors of because of what he's doing, um, which I highly respect that he's put so much on the line, and he probably feels like he's lost everything. He's lost his family. He's lost his wife. He don't have his kids. He's going through a divorce, and he's losing probably a lot of fans. He's lost a lot of money, and he still has a status. That's huge, but he's starting to lose a little bit of status. I think too. People aren't like respect him. They think he's like a mental case. Um, he's this, he's that. Um, I don't know, man. Uh, You can say that about a lot of people. You can say that about a lot, like a lot of people that were born. I think a lot of people hold stuff in, man. That's what I think. I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of mental problems and they just hold stuff in, and they just don't show it. A lot of people try to act like they're perfect and they're not. Um, but yeah, that's basically my take. I don't agree with everything that he says. Am I open to some of the stuff he says, and is it worth investigating? Sure. It's kind of like the flat Earth thing. Like, it's worth investigating. Is it true? Most likely not. Are we in a simulation? Most likely not. Possibly. Could be. When he said that, um, the 6 million didn't happen in the 40s. Um, what happened? He said it didn't happen. Is it possible it didn't happen? Possibly. Most likely it did happen. Is it worth investigating? Sure. Um, I wasn't there, dude. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even close to being born yet. My parents weren't born yet. Like, that was so far. That was so long ago. Um, so yeah, well, basically the message that I seen was his basic message was he loves everybody. And that's what Christians are supposed to do. They're supposed to love everybody, whether they're bad or good. And that's what Jesus taught, was you're supposed to love everybody. And you basically leave Leave it up to the creator to deal with whatever needs to be dealt with. Um, and everyone will be judged at some point, and that's basically his belief. And people could just they're just gonna take him completely out of context with everything, because and some of it's like hard to decipher because it's um some of it's satire, some of it is just putting on a performance, and some of it's serious. I'm talking about real shit. So it's hard for a regular NPC to decipher the two and understand when somebody's trying to be funny or serious. Um, and that comes with understanding body language, tonality, um, just understanding humans, how they act. Um, yeah, I think that I have to end this soon, but I want to end this talking about art. And, you know, it was a couple years ago where somebody duct taped a banana to the wall on an art museum, or somebody bought it for $120,000. And I seen somebody post on something on Twitter next to that, blank canvases hanging on some art wall or whatever, and they like that's called art. And this just tells me that, and I think it kind of gives me it kind of solidifies what I'm talking about going forward. Uh, Artists, people who are like creative, will be scarce in the future, and um, if you are have even a slightly little bit of creativity in you, um, and I don't know when as things keep evolving, you're going to be a person that's, and not somebody like not one of these movie stars who aren't creative. They're not. All they're doing is acting. That's all they do. They're not creative people. They don't. Some of them can come up with stuff. When you see like directors or producers or something like that, some of them are creative. But generally speaking, most of these people are not creative, and they show on their TikToks or social media how uncreative they are. Tom Cruise, for one. Um, from what I've seen, I haven't seen all the stuff, but from what I've seen, this pretty much NPC. Let me just take a shot of me in a suit, like like I don't know, just not very creative. They're just good at mimicking people, and that's about it. Playing roles, and that's it. That's all they are. But like finding true artists going forward, considering with AI being able to generate music and generate art, like some of the thumbnails, if you go back probably 10, 15, maybe 20 videos ago, that's all generated AI art. Okay, so to have somebody that's like a true artist that can come up with true art, like stories or whatever, I think that's going to be um, scarce in the future. And I think that you're seeing um, less and less of real art. um, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just a nobody, a blue collar worker. I'll probably always be at this level of gruntness, and you know, I'm just a nobody. I haven't gone nowhere in life. I'm pretty much in the same place I've been the last 25 years. Um, and I don't see there being any light for me to go anywhere. It'd be cool though, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's my take on the Ye and Alex show.